Hello, I'm David Bell, founder of CloneOps. This is Jason Swanson, our Chief Product Officer. We're the first demos of the day, so hopefully you like what we show you and you remember us after all the amazing companies come after us with their demos. Some incredible AI and demos coming up. I have a deep background in logistics, over 30 years in trucking and logistics. At CloneOps, we have built a workforce of agents and products that make people better and more efficient and effective. There's a lot of competition in this space, so I wanted to make an impact that was unique. So today we're here to show you our proprietary patented voice ID technology for fraud prevention. When I was in trucking, thefts used to be mostly drivers inside jobs, parking their trucks at a truck stop, going in, taking a shower, coming out, claiming the truck's gone. Fraud's a whole new level now. Fraud is identity theft of brokers, of carriers, of a shell game, of multi-jurisdictional law enforcement that are handcuffed, they can't do anything. So what we wanted to do is I wanted to come up and say, where does the fraud start? It starts at the phone calls to the brokers and as a carrier and basically fake brokers, fake carriers in a shell game, but using real carriers to pick up loads. So when I thought about it, I thought the call starts when people call. So is voice ID similar to a fingerprint? Is it similar to a facial recognition? And we discovered it actually was. Voice ID and voice authentication is unique, and it's unique voice print. It captures each user's distinct vocal signatures, pitch, tone, rhythm, and timbre. The deep learning pipeline with convolutional autoencoder learns each user's acoustic footprint. X-vector embeddings enable fast, robust speaker comparison. Resilient security detects imposters and resists deepfake or replay attacks. Frictional experience, hands-free authentication with no codes, no tokens or passwords. Jason's going to take over and show you a demo of how it works. It's really pretty easy.
So I'm going to go to our CloneOps platform. Here's our marketplace where we have standard agents that are ready to deploy for you. Our team has built these agents after working with all of our freight broker customers. So for instance, we have a carrier screener to screen incoming calls, after-hour support, accounts payable, driver support, proof of delivery collection, driver recruiting, appointment scheduling, in-transit load tracking, accounts receivable, and carrier sales in general. So here I'm going to go to our carrier screener. I'm going to click Add here. In this screen, I can configure some very quick things. It's not a whole 30-day process to get the agent online. I can do this in minutes. I can put in an API key for our provider that we're checking against for fraud, and then I can configure the workflows. What do we want to happen after this agent does the call? It can send an email, Microsoft Teams, Slack, can do a webhook. So right now I'm going to hire this agent and then call this carrier screener agent on my phone.
Hi, thank you for calling Atlas Logistics. Can I get your DOT number to get started?
Yeah, my DOT number is 0183-4233.
Thank you for that. Let me read it back to you to make sure I got it right. 018-342-33. Is that correct?
Correct.
You're qualified to haul for us. Let's get you over to the team. Transferring you now. One moment.
Okay, we can see the screen of our logs and what happened. We have a recording of what happened, the transcript, all the details of the extracted data that we can send somewhere else. And then we can go in here in our audit log, and we can see our voice ID technology. So right here, we used our voice ID technology to identify my voice to this DOT number. Now I'm going to call again with another DOT number.
Hi, thank you for calling Atlas Logistics. Can I get your DOT number to get started?
Yes, my DOT number is 123456.
Thank you. Let me read that back to you to make sure I got it right. 123456. Is that correct?
Correct. Okay, so I was one person with one voice doing two separate calls with multiple DOT numbers. So as soon as that happens, we get an email, we can detect why is that person using multiple DOT numbers. There's something perhaps off there. So we have an email notification, we can detect that. So we've actually uncovered fraud. Here's an example where somebody had multiple DOT numbers with the same voice, and one of those DOT numbers that they used before has an identity theft on their record. Yet, a couple months later, they're a legitimate carrier. Do you really want to pass that through when we've detected it with our voice ID identity theft before with that person's voice?
We don't just have voice ID, we have an entire workforce platform for AI. And our work agents are easily deployed in minutes, as Jason showed you. But I hope with our voice ID, we can make a big impact on fraud. I think it's hurting a lot of companies, a lot of brokers, and especially carriers. Once they get flagged with fraud, they can't get loaded sometimes for 30, 60, 90 days. It's devastating for them. So we want to make a big impact in prevention of it with partnering with industry leaders like Highway, MCP, Carrier Assured, Verified Carrier. Together, we can put a big dent and stop this theft and this fraud that's going on. And with that, I want to thank you for everybody for listening to our demo.